No banging, no hitting things, no clickety clacks. Is everybody ready?
Fri Guys, Fri Up.
Okay. Welcome back to the FriUp. I forgot the name for a second. I was going to say the Fri Guys podcast.
I mean,
It is
both
the
are
Fri Guys
factually
podcast.
correct, I suppose.
Yeah.
Put them on the Venn diagram, and then we'll add some incorrect answers in, I guess.
3 morons talking for an hour.
We're just coming up with new podcast names now. Is that what we're going to do for the next hour?
Why not?
We couldn't have a podcast called 3 morons talking for an hour, because then we'd have to talk for an hour every time.
And I get bored of you lot quite easily.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's not very nice, isn't it?
Yeah, all right, bruv.
All right, bro.
It's also not sounding very good if we've decided to do a podcast where we talk, and you're saying you get bored of us talking.
To be fair, I love you boys.
Well, it's too late now. You've set a bad precedent for the podcast.
Bollocks.
You put everyone in a bad mood. Everyone's just tuned out.
Yeah, oh well. Sorry.
Podcast
Well, hello,
over.
Llama, who's left.
Nope, he's gone now too. Podcast
Oh,
over. Moving on.
that's it. Retiring.
Podcast
I quit.
Right, next episode. Let's go.
Yeah, that's that. Great episode, boys. Well done.
A lovely
Absolutely
1-minute
nailed that
podcast.
one.
Yeah.
Proud of us all.
Wait, what have you got there, little boy?
My tipple of choice. I'm just gone original. Little Thatcher's Gold tonight. Little Somerset cider.
Right.
From Somerset.
Refreshing medium dry, apparently.
Oh,
That's what it's-
medium dry.
Well,
is that your preferred dry?
Apparently, according to this cider, it is. So I'll take it.
If it went wet, moist, medium dry, dry.
Yeah, medium dry. I like
I've
a
never
bit
seen
of
a wet cider. Well, I mean they're all wet, but I've never seen them advertised as a wet cider.
This cider tastes really wet.
I know dry is supposed to be like the opposite of sweet, isn't it? In like some of these terms,
Like
in
crisp.
terms of like drinks and stuff.
Yeah, it's meant to be like quite
yeah.
crisp, isn't it?
Yeah.
You usually like dry and crisp together,
Yeah.
but the dog's just scratched on.
And
the
also
dog, sorry.
medium dry, like it's dry or it's not. Like,
Yeah, pick a lane,
yeah,
guys.
come on,
Get it together.
Thatchers. I know you're
Yeah,
the biggest cider makers
John-
out there, but
John doesn't do half measures. It's one thing or it isn't. There's no fence sitting around.
Yeah.
you're dry
It's
or
just-
you're not.
You're either
The
dry
car's
or you're
moving
wet.
or it isn't. There's no in between. It's fast or stop. I
Love
don't
it.
care what else there is.
There's no in between. It's
I
full
don't
throttle
give.
or none. This is why I have so many
Pedal to
speeding
the
tickets.
metal or pedal in the air. They're basically, you could still be moving with the pedal in the air.
You could, yeah, lift and coast. bro.
Anyway,
What have you got tonight?
in terms of on the train of cider,
Oh, yeah!
I know it's one of John's favourites.
It's not just
Oh,
my
yeah,
favourite. It's
we're
from my
doing-
home county.
You
I
do.
have,
on.
I've Aspel's Premier Cruise cider.
I love how you slow revealed
An
it.
elegant, extra dry cider with a light floral aroma.
Yes,
extra
the slow reveal for an audio media. Thanks for that.
Oh, I have
Well,
got.
No, it wasn't a slow reveal. Just for John, you'll notice it was off screen.
Yeah.
And then it was on screen. There wasn't any in between. It didn't fade in. It just was off, and then it was on.
But that Aspel's is up there with the elite. It's made in the God's County itself. And I have got a backup cider up for after this one as well. I've got an Adnams.
Is it an Ulster?
It's not. It's actually posh. It's on par
Oh.
with your Aspel's. It's an Adnams, which is made in Suffolk as well. Wild Wave Blush English cider.
I don't know. I feel like it's not as sophisticated as Aspel's.
You can only buy this
This is-
in one shop. You could buy your
This is extra dry.
but you can buy that in
That's
Tesco.
sophisticated.
You have to buy this from the Adnams shop, and that is it. They don't sell it anywhere.
Well, I got this in Sainsbury's on nectar price. So
Oh, you Tory.
shove that in your apples and cider room.
Wait, why is Sainsbury's Tory? If
just
anything,
is.
I'd say Tesco's is the most Tory of the. Actually, no,
No,
Sainsbury's.
Sainsbury's.
Waitrose and M&S.
It goes Waitrose, M&S, Sainsbury's, Morrison's, Tesco's, Asda.
I'm going to argue here, though. I would argue we put M&S above Waitrose.
Oh,
Mm.
I don't know because I've never gone to a Waitrose.
Have you not? Oh, there's loads in like
No.
the like town I grew up. There's a couple.
No, I've
so-
seen them. I know they exist.
Yeah.
I've just never gone
No,
to them.
I would
We've got
say
M&S.
M&S
M&S is cracking.
M&S is posher than Waitrose.
Where do we
Yeah.
put Costco in this?
Oh, right at the
Sorry,
fucking bottom.
we've mentioned it every time. I'm bringing it back.
100%
Costco's wild.
success rate.
You can't rank it on terms of how posh it is because you see absolutely everyone in Costco.
Costco is like the Wild West. Everyone's
I
there
think
fighting each
I
other.
tweeted one time that I saw someone just with a trolley full of expensive wine, and then another guy with a trolley full of garbage wandering around in his pajamas.
It's the weirdest place in the world, honestly.
But also, they must employ the most diverse set of staff in terms of just like age and walk of life at a minimum.
Oh,
Do you know what I mean?
oh,
Like,
100%.
Costco has everyone from like people who've just left school or have maybe like, I don't know, dropped out of school. You can't really drop out of school anymore, can you?
Yeah.
To like, do you know what I mean? There's like some 78-year-old geezer just working the tills.
He's been there
like an
for his
absolute
whole
rapid
life.
madman.
But he's like, boop, 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 boop.
It's like, I am Costco.
Yeah, he doesn't
Straight
even
out
need
the
to scan
wall
it
and
out. He
straight
just-
on the tills.
He's got the barcodes all memorized. He doesn't
Yeah,
even.
just-
He scans them with his eyes.
He actually just has them all tattooed on his body, so he just sees like Cashel toilet paper, and he just goes, that one's on the ass.
See, I always get confused my first time going to Costco. What's a big item that you let go down the big items lane, and what do you load onto the conveyor belt? It's a
You let
fine
as
line.
many things as possible go down the big item lane because it's easier.
You lazy fucker.
Some guy got upset with me last time I was there. I didn't have that much. I bought like quite a few frozen things, so I put everything on the till,
Right, yeah.
and then so I was like, well, there's no big items, so I just took my trolley down the customer side, and then he goes, excuse me, for the next time, mate, that the trolley goes this side, and I was like, do you think I'm some sort of noob? Like, I've been to Costco a lot, mate. I've just never had the situation where my trolley's been empty. And do you know what I mean? What am I going to do? Here's my empty trolley. Scan everything on there.
That is why I always buy at least one big item, so I don't have this
Go
confusion.
get at least one slab of drinks.
Yeah, just so I don't have some confusion.
Right, little Nicky, what you drinking and chewing?
Oh,
He's
I'm-
just gone to take a sip, so we
I'm-
asked him at the perfect time.
I'm just having classic cordial. I'm a working man. I'm at work tomorrow, nice and early. So
So am I.
gotta deal with
We're
that.
both at work tomorrow, probably earlier than you.
Yeah.
Oh,
I start at like 7:30.
oh no, I'm on the close. I don't start till 1:30.
Letting the side down.
Go get a fucking beer while we talk about Costco
I am
and how much
taking
we love
memory
it.
of this timestamp because the fact that both of you just did the exact same facial expression of like, bruh.
Go get a beer.
Go
Get a beer.
Go get your 1 litre tin of beer.
You've literally told me that you have beers going out of date in your garage.
Yeah, it's all my beer as well because I just don't drink. Right.
Go
okay.
get a beer.
I will leave you with this conversation. What is the best
Costco.
type of M&M? Because that is what I was chewing before. I have some lovely brownie M&Ms.
They're
now
overrated.
you have they are a little bit overrated, but I'm thoroughly enjoying them.
Crispy.
But what is the best? And I will return.
Crispy. Hands
With
down,
a
it's
beer.
crispy.
Go get a beer.
It's crispy.
It's original.
Okay, original and decent, yeah.
It's Smarties.
Yeah, just smart. Yeah, just why M&Ms are just the imitators of Smarties. Like,
Right, we've solved that. We
Yeah.
can talk more about Costco
yeah,
now.
back to Costco. What's your favourite item?
No, let's we won't talk about
No.
Costco. Hang on, if I can get to the damn talking points, we can talk about. Oh, right.
Go on.
I think you've already seen this, and you're going to get very upset about it. There is an 18-year-old, right?
Oof.
So
Oof.
young guy. I mean, we're all old farts now, so we can say young guy.
Me especially.
Young guy played CS for I believe 3 days.
Yeah.
Got 30 hours in it in 3 days. Do you know what I mean? That's a lot
That's
of CS.
decent hours. Yeah.
But it's still it's like next. I mean, how much time have you got in CS?
Let me load it up. Not
You don't
as
need to load
much.
it up. Should just tell you on Steam.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm
I've
just loading up
got
Steam.
703.6 hours. So
Not a lot, but not excessive.
I've got more than 20 times his hours though,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
I mean, I
exactly.
haven't right. So this guy, 30 hours, 3 days, 18 years old, unboxed the most expensive knife in the game.
I hate him, and I wish him a bad things on him. However, there's apparently a logical reasoning behind all these new skins getting unboxed. These really expensive skins.
Go
So
on.
Valve and have gone on. It must be Valve, right? Yeah, have gone on this banning spree of skin traders, and all the skins
Right.
that are in their inventories, which is like millions, have been put back into
Yeah.
cases.
Hang
Apparently.
on. What do you mean they're going against skin traders?
Yeah, they've like skin traders, like the big people with like trading like skins for like a living, Their accounts are
Yeah.
getting banned, and they're taking the skins
But
back.
why?
Because apparently it's against their terms of service.
I know there was.
But you can trade the stuff. They're being sold. There are gambling sites where you can gamble your CSGO items.
This is what they're saying. They're going against the gambling
they're getting
sites.
rid of them.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
okay.
Sorry, that's what I should have been clear on. I have
I kinda get
323
it,
hours. By the way. But yeah, so
But like this skin, he sold it for $169,000.
it's crazy.
But
he must have,
what?
but he must have sold it somewhere not on Steam because you can't get your money out of Steam. So imagine he sold it on the
Yeah.
Steam marketplace.
He just
He's
listed
like,
it on the marketplace,
"Fuck!"
and he was like, I can buy every single game on
Yeah.
Steam.
What I don't understand is who has put that value on a knife
Well,
like
it's-
that though? Like,
what it is? It's a karambit. So one of the most expensive knives because of the animation, but it's also the blue gem, as they call it, which is for people who don't like into CSGO. Obviously, it's case hardened, so it's a blue and like multicolored skin. However, this one is predominantly the whole blade of it is just blue, and that's deemed the rarest like fade on it that possible. So that's why they.
I mean, you get it with guns if they have certain like I think you get like tints or something. I could be wrong.
There's a case hardened AK. There's a blue gem version of that, which is like this, and that's sold for like hundreds of thousands as well.
But
where it's all blue.
I mean, if we're gonna get into who put the value on it, it's like anything. It has value because everyone agrees it has value, and not everyone. The people who trade it agree it has value. Same with art. That's why there's so much shit art these days. You know, same with money, to be honest. Money used to be backed up by actual material. Now it's just agreed value.
And it's just on a bit of plastic.
along the same sort of lines, because I was just quickly checking it now, getting the values of it. So I remember when PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, when they first added items, was it? I don't know if it was you. I was playing with you, but basically I unboxed a white leather jacket. It was a rare item at the time. And I sold it on Steam Marketplace.
It just seems like a bad thing to be trying to survive a big war in.
I sold it on Steam Marketplace though for £100 at the time.
And I bet that guy spent £150 in leather care products.
Yeah, and it's now worth £8. So like, it's like the what?
I mean, it's basically in-game items are the original NFT.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's weird though because like I can understand like cool stuff like a knife or a gun, like that being cool, like rare patterns in CSGO. Like you've got like the Dravenlore souvenir that went for like 425 grand. The blue gems, like it's gone for that's like 1.4 million apparently for one of them for the completely blue version.
No fucking way.
Yeah, no, genuinely, it was sold not that long ago. However,
oh no,
I want to know who
it was
put value.
The most expensive sale ever, wasn't it?
Yeah, 1.4 million on a knife. It was the same as this guy's, but it was completely blue. Whereas this guy's has got
It wasn't
like,
on a knife, was it? I thought it was on an AK.
No. It's the blue gem Karambit case harden, which is like the one this guy sold, but it's completely blue, like the handle, everything. Whereas his one had a bit of like the goldy pinky on it. However, I want to know who puts a £55,000 price tag on the iBuyPower holographic sticker from Katowice 2014. Who is paying that? Like for I can understand guns. They're cool. Like they're usable. A sticker's on like just a sticker on a gun. I don't get it.
Yeah,
Sorry,
it seems like the most random
I don't get
thing
it for any of the items.
It seems like the most random things get like value attached to them, and I'm like, I don't understand.
It's just rarity. That's all it is. Is you know, some people. I'm sure people like dig down into the game files and work out what the chances are, or how many exist.
Yeah, I've just read why this is. Apparently, it's iBuyPower were a team in 2014. And they did really well at IEM Katowice. Apparently, I don't know where they placed. However, they disbanded in 2015 after a match fixing scandal, which only apparently added to the rarity of the sticker.
Yeah, because they'll have stopped. They'll stop selling the sticker and such. Yeah, absolutely mental. And I mean, the fact that this guy sold it. I mean, I don't know what this guy did. I'm assuming he wasn't a streamer because it just said like the article was just an 18-year-old with only 30 hours. So just to have got, do you know what I mean? Can you imagine like he lives at home or something and his mum's like, I can't believe you've spent the past 2.5 days playing that stupid game, and then he unboxes this knife and sells it for 170 grand. He's like, guess what, mum? Played that game for 3 days, got 170 grand.
So there's someone who interviewed him, so I can't obviously watch it while we're doing this, but yeah, apparently I think he unboxed it which is mad.
no, that's what I'm saying,
I
you
want to
unbox
know
it.
though, did he get the did he buy the case and that, or did he win the case in a game?
I don't know. Like, it probably
that's
was just
what
it probably just
Yeah.
was a random drop.
Drop,
'cause,
yeah.
I mean, we've done the same. We will get a case drop, and then sometimes we'll just open it straight away for memes.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever got anything of interest yet.
No, I got one
Yeah.
knife once, and it was shit. It was worth like 50 quid.
I got a half
I mean-
decent at Mac 10, but even then, that's not worth anything.
It's absolutely mental. I mean, just to get that sort of sudden influx of cash has probably made a huge difference too.
I mean, you can buy a
Perfectly.
I mean, in America, you probably buy a house for
Oh
that.
no, yeah.
Easily.
I mean, fucking hell, it's at least a huge down payment.
Yeah.
Absolute madness. Nothing compared to our Euro Million win that we're gonna get, but
Oh, don't get me started.
Oh,
know.
I can't wait for that.
I'm legit just waiting for it.
regardless of that. Anyway, on the subject of Steam and games on Steam,
Go on.
I saw it was on Twitter. I've been reading a lot of Twitter recently. Maybe we'll have to talk about Twitter later. But there was this guy who must have been a game developer. Somebody was complaining because always on his there was a review on his game. And at first you're like, oh, he's complaining about a bad review on his game. Like, this guy needs to get it together. Like, bad reviews are going to exist.
Yep.
So this guy was the review was really angry. And he's like, there's no support for this. The guy doesn't care about his game. He's openly said he's not updated it in the past, 5 or 6 years. Don't waste your money. Don't be giving this guy your money, you asshole. And he replies, and it was basically along the lines of, yeah, no, I haven't updated this game. I'll openly admit that. You spent £1.50 on a VR game. You're not entitled for this to have updates for half a decade. That's absolutely ridiculous. You've already clearly know that I'm not updating it or anything. You're probably using newer hardware. And he goes on this whole thing saying it's unreasonable to expect developers to keep updating their games when they're not going to make profit for that period of time. And then there's the fact he closed it out with, by the way, this runs perfectly fine on my machine.
That's the ultimate, boom, mic drop at the end. But
Yeah.
he makes a point, where do developers then go, we're ending development here? What's I want to
Where's the line?
Yeah,
Exactly.
where is that line? Because there's some games that are it's like CS. How long's CS been around for?
Oh, I mean,
CSGO's
decades.
been 10
15 years.
Yeah, it's got to be 10, 15 years.
Oh,
CSGO.
Recently, they had their 10-year anniversary or something, didn't they?
So that's still being developed because that's still a massive, but that has the esports
But
following.
that's making them huge money.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
exactly.
People are still buying that game.
But-
There's so much in items that go around in that game.
But then indie, people aren't going to shouting at EA Sports to make 10 years ago not supporting FIFA 13 still.
That's always because they've brought out a new
new
game that does the exact same thing. That is just the next stage in the market. So it's a case of buying. But it brings you to a good point, which I was thinking about earlier, which is consoles make it so much easier for developers to go, here's the game, it works. It's not going to work on your next console because they just, you make a game for the Xbox 360. Not, people talk about backwards compatibility and stuff. That's all on the manufacturer to make that work. In terms of the game, your game needs to run on the hardware and software
At the
that,
time. Yeah.
the console you've designed it for at the time has.
Yeah.
Nothing more, nothing less.
Exactly.
That is it. Whereas, you make a game on PC, not only does A, everybody has different hardware to begin with, B, new hardware's constantly coming out. Because you've just designed it for PC in general, there's nothing to say that someone's going to come along and not assume your game still works.
Because this guy, he could have designed the game to be run on higher strength, more premium hardware. This guy, whoever's tried to play his PC, fucking sucks, and he's
It's
now
not
going.
just that. I think in this case it's actually quite I think his point was if you're running newer hardware, the software's changed, it doesn't necessarily interface properly anymore. But the only thing I can think to combat this is, do you just say that, let's say Steam says, if you're not providing support for your game anymore, then if you want to leave it up on the marketplace, you have to put the source code up. You have to make it open source.
Yeah.
And then if there's a community that cares about it, someone will come along and develop it. And then someone can do the updates if they want. So then you're not saying, oh, I'm sorry, I'm not doing updates for this. It's, if you want the updates at this point, you can make them because it's been 10 years and I don't want to do it anymore.
That's a bit like Skyrim, and there was such a big community in that, wasn't there? They made multiplayer for it. They made like all of these updates.
They
for
did,
it,
but
it
that
didn't
wasn't
work.
because Skyrim went open source. That's because people were able to put plugins into Skyrim, or not
okay.
plugins, but
Yeah.
mods basically. So if you can mod a game, it's slightly different too. If they just make it open source, but I mean, it makes a good point because can you make a big company do this? Is there a chance that a big company has proprietary, proprietary software or something in there which they maybe don't want everyone else to know about? Maybe they've designed a whole new engine for their game to run off. They don't want everyone to have access to that.
That's the
I guess at that point, is it old? Have they been coveting the technology?
That's the thing. Like, yeah, they've sort of hidden it behind something because it's revolutionary and they don't want someone. Yeah, it's one of them. It's an industry that I would love to know all the ins and outs of, but no one's ever going to release their secrets, especially if they're releasing new engines, because they're going to keep it to themselves. So,
but then at this point, how many years old does a game have to be for you to be upset that you've bought it and realize there's no support for like your current graphics card or something?
Going to be controversial. 2 or 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, if you think how fast
Yeah.
new graphics cards come out, you get a new generation of graphics cards nearly 2-3 years every 2-3 years. So I'm down with that.
I think store pages should say.
Yeah.
I think you should have, even if you don't do the whole open source thing, I think you should have to go along and say, we are no longer providing updates for this game.
Yeah.
And click a little box.
Yeah.
And then Steam should just have like a marker on it or something that says, no new updates. Last version came out this day, and you can go, right, will it work with my stuff? Because people will still say online if it works on their stuff or not. I think that's maybe the way around it, to be honest.
Didn't Tab G do that?
No idea.
Because Tab G have stopped development, they've killed the servers and stuff, and they basically went like, if you want to run it, it's your thing to run now.
What the fuck is Tab G?
Totally accurate battlegrounds. You rember the ones with the big floppy people?
Tabs.
Yeah.
So,
I was like, what's Tab G?
They
It's
had
totally accurate battle simulator.
No,
Totally
it's Tab
accurate
G.
Battlegrounds is the other one. Yeah.
Yeah, they've stopped development on that. They've axed it all.
I mean,
then
I
they
didn't enjoy that, to
they've
be
killed
fair.
they've killed the
never played
servers
it.
as well.
Because then my next one was, if you make it open source, what if someone comes along and develops it and then starts selling it?
Yeah, exactly.
Or like selling their like patched version or something, or like they just take the source, make a new game out of it. Because you could argue, well, if you've stopped developing it, you clearly didn't see a way forward for it. You thought it was a dead end. You've gone, it's not profitable, I'll abandon it. Someone comes along and makes something out of it. Are they entitled to?
But then these companies are going to have copyrights and certain stuff in it.
Yeah, that's true. But indie developers maybe won't.
True. But then it's.
But then
like
again, all these games
shitty.
get ripped off anyway,
Yeah,
because
exactly.
as soon as an indie developer comes out with a game that gets big and they can't keep up with the updates, other companies just go, we're going to make a knockoff. I mean, Fall Guys had Stumble Guys. Among Us then had, what's
Duck,
it?
Duck, Goose?
Goose Goose Duck?
Yeah.
Is it Goose Goose Duck?
There was
Goose
Duck
Goose
Duck Goose and Goose Goose Duck.
We played Goose Goose
I'm
Duck.
confused.
I remember Goose Goose Duck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Goose Goose Duck was brilliant, and I kind of thought, fair play on that one, because Among Us was not keeping up. They hadn't updated anything. There was nothing new. The game was getting boring.
Yeah.
And then Among Us added all the stuff back, and I was like, I don't know if I want to go back now.
Nah, you fucked me
But
off
then-
already.
There's the other one, multiplayer. We bought the old Battlefront 2, I remember,
Yes, we got it
Yeah.
for free.
and then found the servers were down.
Now, all the servers are gone. So the game's still for sale, but all the like online servers are dead.
Exactly.
So you
So
have
there's
to
no
you have to make
multiplayer
your
on
own
anymore.
essentially.
I didn't know that. Yeah.
Yeah, because we got fucked with that. Obviously, new Battlefront 2's out. Is that free to play? Where did we get that?
It was on Epic Games. It was free
Yeah,
to play.
it was the free
and,
Epic Games game, so we got it for
'Cause,
free.
to be fair,
And
that's
the
brilliant. We should
servers-
play
the
some of
servers-
that
We
again.
should definitely play that again.
The servers are still
Yeah.
active because the community again has just kind of rallied around it, and it's still pretty hard in pushing. I mean, it's not got the player base like it was. It's a fraction of what it was,
Yeah.
but it's still continuing
I
on.
think we need to hop on that again.
But yeah, like where's the line on the multiplayer? But speaking of multiplayer servers, I'm pretty sure I saw something. All the old Call of Duty games, their servers have just been like, do you know what I mean? Patched, updated,
Yeah,
working again.
they still work. Yeah, so like Call of Duty 4, you can still like log on and play,
Yeah.
and there'll be
No,
people
but
on there.
They've just all been patched and like, I don't know. They've all been updated. That's all
Oh,
I saw.
really?
I don't know what they
There's-
say them really.
Oh, I might have to get back on
I
COD
think
4.
that there
Board
is some like I think it's on Xbox 360 they're still gone. Like the whole 360 live, but that's because live's
That's
been
because
killed.
that's because Xbox
Oh, it's live
Microsoft killed it.
Live,
yeah,
live was killed.
Well, funnily enough, the reason you'd be surprised they've all been patched because a day ago, Microsoft finally acquired Activision Blizzard.
Yes,
Yes.
I saw that. That's
They won their initial court case, which was basically it was against the FTC, but the court case they won is only so that the FTC couldn't delay their acquisition. The FTC is still launching a case against them about over the acquisition. Which they'll probably lose, because if they lost the delay, they're probably not going to win the actual court case. But
it's kind of, I think it's links of right to competition as well, and the fact that Activision and Blizzard have so many big titles behind them, and Microsoft, is it not? Ooh, what is it?
No, so it's not because they have so many big titles behind them. It is entirely based in Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Sony is fuming about it because they're terrified that Microsoft or Xbox, more specifically, will make Call of Duty an Xbox exclusive or a Microsoft exclusive, and they won't have access to it anymore.
There's another thing on that as well, because PlayStation had a deal with Call of Duty that they had the exclusive releases of the DLCs first all the time before Xbox.
Sort of another reason why it's stupid. But then on top of that, not on top of that, sorry. But what's actually happened now is whether they initially intended to or not, Microsoft in the court case they've made deals with with Sony for PlayStation, so that they will not make Call of Duty an Xbox exclusive for the next 10 years.
Right.
That's the deal. They will also be releasing it on Nintendo Switch.
Oh my god.
And apparently are in talks with cloud gaming platforms, which I'm less bothered about. The fact it's coming to Switch, but also this is kind of
it's gonna be horrendous.
The FTC doesn't class the Switch as a console.
Really?
Handheld
The judge allowed allowed Microsoft to classify the Nintendo Switch as a console. I'm guessing it is the difference between a console and a handheld device.
Yeah.
But they allowed them to classify it as a console for the part of this case.
Because
So, there's a precedence there.
I'm assuming because the Switch obviously has a fraction of the power of the Xbox and the PlayStation.
I think it's just because it can go handheld. It's not because it has to sit.
They were classing it as a tablet.
But at this, could be. But at the same,
I think it'll just because it's handheld.
At the same time, though, I don't know. It's one of the few games I actually have on my Nintendo DS. Was one of the first games I bought when we were in America. I bought Call of Duty 4, I think it was. I only reach over because I actually have my Nintendo DS right here. Here's one I made earlier.
Well, Niall's finding this, but so Microsoft are actually claiming they initially claimed that they weren't buying Activision Blizzard because they wanted Call of Duty to win the console market. They were buying it because Activision owns King, who does Candy Crush.
Yes.
They're part of Activision, or they're owned by Activision or something.
They're one of the subsidiaries.
And Microsoft wanted them to take on the mobile market.
Yeah.
Mobile gaming market. And also they wanted World of Warcraft for PC.
Ah. Yeah.
Yes.
He's apparently it. But you've got to admit, Call of Duty's got to be a big one in there.
Oh,
because
100%.
if it's riled up not only Sony, but the FTC this much,
Yeah.
It's got to have a big enough customer and player base, which is insane.
Well, arguably, Call of Duty is the biggest gaming title of all time. Surely.
And I hate that because
It is so
It
shit.
was initially a well-made game.
Yeah.
I just...
It got to Black Ops.
They've made too many.
It got to Infinite Warfare, and then they became shit after that.
Yeah.
Black Ops 2 was the last real quality Call of Duty.
No.
What it did make me think is... Sorry, just quickly. The CEO of Activision Blizzard, I don't know what he's really like. He gets paid a stupid amount of money. He gets paid something I don't know, 100 or 10 times the amount that the Nintendo CEO gets paid. It's ridiculous. His salary's obscene. I assume he's a bit of a dick, but I don't know. But with the acquisition, what if they bring back Verdansk?
Oh, if they bring back Verdansk, I'm playing it straight away.
Because if they actually... Do you know what I mean? They're giving the title to other consoles and stuff. It's going out on the Switch. If they're just looking at the player base, what does the player base want?
Verdansk.
Sure. It's got to be the majority. Everybody wants Verdansk.
Do you remember lockdown Verdansk times? They were the best times. Hills to Summit, landing at Hills. That first win on stream.
Never actually making the Hills to Summit.
Never ever doing it. Do you remember the first win on stream as well?
Yeah.
Good times.
And actually, Nell, quickly, what did you get?
What?
What
Oh,
did you grab?
drinks
You were grabbing
wise.
something?
Oh,
No-
no,
oh,
no, I
yeah,
got
go on.
I actually grabbed it.
We'll come back to the
It was Call of Duty Modern Warfare. It was Call of Duty 4, and the sheer difference of the DS game in comparison to the quality is absolutely dog shit. Like, and I'm like, if
It was
that's
on the
what
Wii,
this,
wasn't it, as well?
It was.
yeah, it was on the Wii, and it was awful. So if they have to massively scale everything down for Nintendo devices, what is the Switch going to be left with? Because I mean,
they
it's
might have
look
to
what-
be fair, because Fortnite looked shit on the Switch.
Oh, it looks awful. It looks dreadful. Call of Duty 4, though, just going back to that, was the very first game that got me properly into gaming.
Yeah.
I used to I had about 40 days playtime within like a year on that. We played like competitive. We played for far. They were the best times on Call of Duty, I must say. When I was about year 7 when it came out, I think, and we must have played that solid for like 3 years.
But it was just more like the
Magica,
modern.
mate.
It was the Modern Warfare franchise, like Modern Warfare 2, to some degree, Modern Warfare 3. Modern
I
Warfare
didn't
3
mind
trailed
that.
off a little bit.
Yeah, I didn't mind
But it was
that.
like Spec Ops and Modern Warfare 2 was absolutely amazing. The zombies aspect and Black Ops, like those were like that was prime time for us.
Zombies,
I
mate.
feel like
I've got Black Ops for my Xbox 360. I literally bought it again secondhand because I'd already sold it, just that I could get zombies. To,
You know,
like, play
the
when
original
people came
Zombies was
around.
World at War.
oh yeah, World of War
Yeah,
was
and
but
that was the
sick.
best.
My
But-
favorite zombies was, I think, Black Ops 2
See-
zombies. I
So
wanna
this
say.
is where our age is slightly in like a differ because I'm a little bit older than you two.
Oh, no, I played the
Yeah, you
first one.
pensioner.
It's good.
Fuck you. But the World at War zombies for me was elite zombie. Like it just come out, the excitement of it. We were playing it every night, like till like midnight. Bearing in mind we were like year 9, 8, 9 at school.
Midnight.
And it was terrifying at first. Like first time jumping on, and it was terrifying.
But like it was
Played it round my mates. I remember, what was the one that was in that little wooden shack in a swamp?
oh, it was Verrucht. Verrucht was like the first wasn't that the first
no,
map? It was
Kino de
basically
Toten.
no.
Yeah,
I'm thinking of
Kino de
Verrucht, the
Toten is
original.
on the mobile version that I had on my iPod Touch.
the first ever zombies match was Kino de Toten.
What's the one with the what's the one with the tiny house where it's basically like you buy the door, you buy the stairs, you buy the other door, and then you don't buy the
that's
set.
Kino, isn't it?
Is that Kino? Is that not Verrucht?
I'm pretty sure.
No, it's Kino de Toten, I'm pretty sure.
Or is it?
You're in like it's almost like it's all concrete. It's kind of like a prison. There's some stairs behind you. You buy through the door to get box. So you would always buy through the door, get mystery box, get a good weapon, buy the stairs, go sit in the corner.
Oh,
No.
Nacta
Sorry,
and Toten.
no, de Toten. That's the one I was thinking of. Yeah.
That's it.
Nacta and Toten.
Yeah,
Which
sorry,
is
Kino
basically
was
like
the cinema.
yeah, you'd basically like you'd start the map. By round 4, you've bought the door to
get the mystery box.
To get the mystery box.
Yeah.
You'd stick there till
Buy
about
the
round
stairs,
9. You'd go
sit in the
upstairs.
corner.
You'd buy upstairs. You buy that, and then you just sit in the corner
Yeah.
Yeah.
with a ray gun or
Because-
with an LMG,
Yeah.
and that was it.
And then you got
That
Verrucht
there was a
second.
version of zombies on the iPod, like on the Apple Store.
There
was a
was,
mobile
yes,
version of
yes.
zombies, and I had it like
I remember that.
playing it on my iPod Touch.
Yeah, because it came with Nacta Totem first, and then they brought out Verrucht, and I just remember playing Verrucht for the first time with my pals from school, and that was terrifying because they added they added dogs at that point. They added the most ridiculous sound effects. That was like peak zombies for me. And then they had like Shino Numa as well, which was just ridiculous.
World at War Zombies makes me think of going to my mates. They just got a German Shepherd. He was huge, not the best trained, absolutely terrifying when I was like, I don't know, like 8. I was probably like 8 or 9, I don't know.
Yeah.
And he just got a green machine.
Oh my god.
So doing skids on that in the street.
Oh my god. Green machines. They were the best. They were so
It was Kino and Ascension. Ascension was the other one. It was those two were the ones I played the shit out of. But Kino was I remember we did we were at a birthday party once, and we were all playing Kino. We only had 2 controllers each, and it was me and the priest's son. We were partnered up, and we got to like the furthest round, and we had to stop for food. And when we came back, someone had paused the game and ruined it for us. And I was like, what the fuck? But like we'd gotten so much further because everyone was like dying round 6, and we got to like round 20. And it's like, okay, that's not fun now, guys. Like we'd gotten way too far.
Oh, terrible.
They were the good old
okay,
days.
I guess actually, considering we said Call of Duty, we sat and talked about at least 3 good Call of Duty games.
Yeah,
But yeah,
and,
well,
and that
that's-
was just zombies. Like we haven't even
yeah.
spoke about like
Honestly, if
multiplayer.
they made a standalone zombies game, I'd buy it.
Yeah.
But for me, it was always the extra stuff, like Spec Ops in Modern Warfare. I loved Spec Ops. Like there was an arcade version of All Gillied Up in Modern Warfare 2.
Yes.
So it was essentially the All Gillied Up mission, but it was like an arcade version of it. So like you'd still do the mission, but it was just the crawling through and finding the snipers section, and that was the best.
That was peak. But the best campaign ever still is COD 4. 100%.
Yes.
I never played any of the campaigns.
Oh, I used to love the campaigns.
So were you genuinely scared of the zombies when you first started it?
Yeah,
Me too. I was
Terrifying.
fucking terrified.
But the problem is, I used to live in the middle of bumfuck nowhere. Like literally, my house was surrounded by a field.
He still
Right.
does.
Yeah, I still know, but I'm more in a village now. Like I was literally in the middle of like fields.
Life in the village.
Village.
Can
It's
I
a
ask you a
village.
question?
Go on.
Da, da, da.
Are you the only gay in the
I was
village?
literally.
Are you the only gay
my
in the
way out like a
village?
Bacardi and Cork.
Like I'm the one who lives in a village in Wales.
Yeah. I mean that is true, but no, genuinely, like I'd play it like at night, lights off, home
Yeah.
alone, like
Oh, no,
like
that's the
like
worst
year 8, I was at like school, so I was like what 13, and like
Yeah.
you'd be playing it with like I had the old Turtle Beach X12s on, so surround sound.
Oh, I still
Yeah.
have
Still
my
have
X12s.
somewhere.
I don't know where I have somewhere. I don't know where
Oh,
they
but
are.
you got to find that we're doing
Yeah.
next podcast for all his
Oh,
wearing
I'm getting the
X12s.
X12 mic
I'll
out
have to
as well.
find
I'm
them.
ditching
Yeah.
this.
No, fuck that. We're not doing it anymore. The X12 mic is
a
garbage.
retro pod.
Get
But
the
yeah,
retro
like
part.
it was terrifying. It was legitimately terrifying.
I agree though. There was something. I
Especially-
think it was when you get your first intro to like the zombie
Yeah.
idea. Because I'm not
Yeah.
lying. My first intro to zombies was Shaun of the Dead in year 9, and let me
Oh,
tell
what
you,
a
I had nightmares for months because
Those-
of the zombies.
Yeah, that film
like-
series.
I
Oh,
don't
it's,
think I ever
it's now
had
one of my
nightmares for,
favorite
like,
films.
for months, but you're right, like something just before bed. So what always used to get me, Doctor Who,
Yeah,
2-part
yeah,
episodes,
yeah.
right?
Oh.
1-part episode, not a problem. The Doctor vanquishes his foe.
He's fine.
It's
yeah.
all dealt with, happy days. They're either dead or cured, and I'm all good. Off to bed, great night's sleep. 2-part episode, after part 1, I'm fucking bricking it. I'm having nightmares because the fucking plague-infected people in New York are climbing up the fucking ladders to come and get me in my bed.
You think
Did you-
that's weird though? I used to get night terrors over Casualty.
Hey, no, it's scary still.
Doctors are coming.
No, generally, my mum once found me sleepwalking, sat on the stairs, shouting my brother's name and telling him not to crash the car because I watched an episode of Casualty and they had a car crash.
How old were you?
Well-
Could your brother drive?
No, he was like, I was 8. He must have been, he was 11.
To be fair, mate, it's looking like he's likely going to crash the car.
He probably was, to be honest.
Yeah, nice.
But I
Go
mean,
on,
like,
Nick, what about
I think it kind of. I put this in one of the talking points as well. It's like you do get those kind of irrational fears, especially when you're younger as well. Like I remember I watched I think I was 8 at the time, and I watched Jim Carrey's The Mask. That shit terrified me. I was so horrified with the idea of like a mask taking you over and stuff. And like now it's one of my favorite films.
Good. Do you love how I feel like I did a pretty good transition into talking
shut
about
up.
irrational fears without bringing anything up about the talking points or it being pre-agreed or anywhere sort of noted down. And instantly, as soon as you start talking about it, you go, so in the talking points, I brought this up.
Yeah, it was me who brought it up. Thank you very much.
I have an irrational fear of dogs.
Oh,
Oh yeah. We've already been
Dogs.
over your irrational fear of goats.
No, dogs.
Oh, dogs.
Dogs?
I
Are you
got-
scared of
Because I
dogs?
got attacked when I was younger.
I'm going to bring my dog to come and attack you when I'm down.
Please
Oh,
do.
she's harmless.
No, like generally, I got attacked on the football pitch by a dog, and I was terrified for years. I'm better now. I'm getting I am
Like,
better
actually attacked.
now. Yeah, like a Jack Russell bit me in the leg quite severely. I was only like 6. Come on, guys.
Still a Jack Russell, though. You should be able to take a Jack Russell at 6.
You
I
could
don't know.
easily punt a
This
Jack
is the
Russell.
problem with men these days.
They're not
I
going to
was
punt any
fucking
Jack Russells.
6. I was
Men
6.
used to be men. Men used to fight Jack Russells at the age of 4.
I was terrified. It actually did quite a bit of damage. I had to have stitches.
Have you seen Jonah Hill taking absolutely tons of flack recently? And there's all the like,
Yes.
I don't know how to describe it. It's not necessarily like neo-Nazi feminists, because it's not massively like a feminist thing, but it's questionable the flack he's getting. I think.
I don't know. Some of the stuff he was saying was a bit.
It's a bit.
Like,
so I think if he just
dickish.
told us straight up. So for anyone who doesn't know.
Oh yeah, I was going to say
some,
I have zero idea. So if you don't mind explaining.
There's some messages being. So Jonah Hill broke up with his ex, who was. I don't think she was like necessarily famous.
She was a professional
she did a little bit of modeling. Was she professional? I just thought she was a surf instructor.
I think she was a pro surf. I think.
Okay. So given everywhere online describes it as, or everywhere I've seen describes it as a surf instructor, I'm guessing she wasn't the best professional surfer, but I don't know.
But still it's her living.
She's better than us.
Yeah.
And I think she did a little bit of modeling, possibly. And basically, he put, there was some messages basically saying like, I'm not really comfortable with how like things you've been doing recently. These are my boundaries if you want to be in a romantic relationship with me. And he listed a bunch of stuff like no surfing with men, no posting like swimming costume pictures on your Instagram, no inappropriate relationships without boundaries with men, no like seeing friends from your old life that like or have bad habits or something. I don't know. And she posted all this stuff and was like, you know, if your boyfriend does this, leave him, and you know, like, oh, toxic relationship and all this stuff. And he's now come under huge fire for it. Now, my opinion is that although the way he puts his point across isn't great, and some of the things he asks for are unreasonable, because he does know, like, you're right, it's a living, that's what she does. I don't think it's fair to turn around and accuse him of creating a toxic relationship and being such a bad person, all this. She should just leave.
No, but that's the thing. She was manipulated into like, and I'm like, have you read all the messages? Like, like some of them are fucking weird from him, though. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, he goes on saying that he finds it triggering that she shared the messages and stuff. And you know what I mean? I don't.
But then,
it's not a tone I'm as into. But I think she's in the. I think he's in. He doesn't come across well, and she shouldn't be with him. I agree with that.
It's very controlling. It's very controlling.
Yeah, but
she can post.
It's not like he threatens her with anything. Yeah, but she can post what she wants. Yeah. He's just saying, "I don't want to be with you if you're going to post this stuff."
But that's manipulating.
And that's fine.
She's in love with him, and then he's saying,
"No,
well,
but that's her
otherwise...
choice. She's an adult. You can't treat it like she's not. You know, they're equals. You can't treat it like she's some lesser being. Like she should understand what she can and can't have."
Oh, I get
it.
Like
if he doesn't want to be with someone who does that, that's his choice. Admittedly, yes, he should just say, "I'm not comfortable with this. I think we should break up," rather than saying "Look, if you want to be with me, you've got to stop this stuff."
But it's the way some of the stuff he said with it. Let me try and find it, because some of the like stuff he said with it were horrendous, like genuinely like not good. I'm just trying to find some of it.
I mean, but everyone's saying stuff like he's trying to control her through therapy because they were seeing a couples therapist, and he offered to pay for her therapy for a year because he thought that was what was best for her. And admittedly, maybe he's saying it in a bit of a snarky way, but equally, if he was paying for her therapy, people would get upset if he cut that off. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm just trying to see if I can find any of it.
I've got some of them up, and let me tell you, they're just like, it's really weird reading them because they are 100% like, one moment, please.
But yeah, like it's just some of the.
Hang on. If we just leave it, we can just have a blank section. I can cut bits out. It's not a problem. It's harder to cut if we then have like a bit in between.
Everyone has their big Steph moment. That was mine. I messaged my parents not to shout me.
Just repeat what you were saying before, because we'll just cut this whole bit out.
It was so basically, yeah, reading some of the language is so surreal because, like you can see him trying to take a defensive stance on it all. He's like, I'm doing this and this is how it's making me feel. But you can read through it very easily and see, like, there is such an aggressive undertone of, like, you need to sort your fucking self out because this is not what I want, and I want you to change it because I don't want to adapt to this situation. I don't want to... And it's like he's expertly scripted it in such a way that, like,
I don't think it's quite that intense.
He doesn't sound well. Not scripted.
There's
is probably
not
not
that
the right
much
word
thought behind it,
but
it's so poorly written.
Yeah,
that it comes across. He's clearly just like, he's upset. He's feeling a lot. He's kind of angry, like maybe a little bit angry. Like the messages where he's saying, like, why did you post this online? When he's like, oh, you've triggered me, you've broken my trust. Do you know what I mean? It's all this Gen Z language that I'm not massively on board with. Do you know, like, everyone's saying they're triggered by everything. Move on. But I get where he's coming from. It's badly done. But equally, I feel like it's not fair, the flack he's getting for it recently. He's under a lot of fire. You don't know the whole, like, both sides of it. Do you know what I mean? Like, he literally says, I'm not happy with you having these relationships with other guys. I mean, what are these do you know what I mean?
But then it's like,
what relationships
like this,
is he having with? Is she having with other people or
I
not?
get that. But then it's like this message. Oh, and modelling, which is the last profession I'd want a partner with, to be with as a partner.
Yeah, no,
like,
that's
not what you say to like your partner who you're meant to be in love with. Like,
but
I don't. If you have trust in someone, you should just let them do what they want.
Yeah.
Like,
my point kind of is, yeah, he clearly didn't want to be in a relationship with her, and yes, it's wrong for him to try and change her in that way. But at the same time, I don't think it's manipulative. People are saying it's like emotionally damages her and stuff because she's in love with him and all this. It's like, do you know what I mean? He can't have just turned on a dime here. Like, he can't have been perfect at the beginning and then all of a sudden turned into this, you know, manipulative beast that everyone's making out he is. Like, there's got to have been signs from the beginning here. There's got to be a point where it was a fun fling or something, and then it became a bit more serious, and they maybe went, what do we actually both want?
Yeah, I'm just trying
if they just then don't align, there's nothing wrong with that. Your adults move on. Yeah, this isn't great, but all she needs to do at that point is go, I'm a mature adult. We clearly don't want the same things. It's been great. I still care about you, but we need to move on. Like, and then the whole posting just, because then have you seen, off the back of this, someone's posted about Jonah Hill being a predator, like, I don't know, 15 years ago or something? I think 18 years ago, maybe? I'm not sure. There's a whole thing about, like, some Disney Channel stars and him, like, coming on to a 16-year-old.
I don't know, all this Disney Channel shit's weird. Have you seen this?
When he was, like, 25, I think.
Have you seen the shit that's come out as well this week about that? Do you know that Jeanette McCurdy from iCarly?
Yes.
That's
I know her, but I haven't seen the shit.
Fucking creepy as fuck. Like, her mum her mum was like forced, like, until she was like 17, 18 when her mum died, her mum was forcing her to shower in front of her, and she was like, her mum was like, oh, I'm just checking you for like lumps and bumps and checking her private parts, like literally physically like grabbing her private parts to check for like illnesses and stuff.
Oh, the actual fuck.
Like, what the like, that's gonna fuck someone up.
There are some weird people in the world.
It's and then you have like,
I mean, at this rate, we got a lot of apology songs coming our way.
Get your fucking ukuleles out, boys.
Go on, boys. Because
I'm sorry for being a sexual predator.
And then you got
it wasn't right.
Got the whole Hugh Edwards shit coming out as well.
Don't know about that, but just quickly, do you know the apology song from what's her name, Colleen? I'm expecting Niall to know her full name.
Is that the
anyway,
Miranda Sings woman?
Miranda Sings woman, yeah. So Miranda Sings woman, so people have obviously done videos about the apology song saying, this is weird, what the hell's going on here?
Yeah.
She's been copyright striking the YouTube videos that her apology song appears in.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
What?
It's so petty.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, but what has she, like, I haven't read into the story. I just saw that she's been like inappropriate to fans and shit.
She'd been in so she was in a group chat with a bunch of fans who were all kids. They'd basically had a group chat being like, we all like Miranda Sings, it's great. And then obviously someone's gone, oh, it'd be funny, let's invite her. She joins. I think she was in there for like years, but then she broke up with her husband. I think she got divorced. I don't know, but she was just trauma dumping on these children.
Fuck me.
Just mostly uninvited. Like some of the older ones were even trying to like move it along and like change the conversation topic, and she's just fucking trauma dumping. And then she was asking for like weird pictures, and so I think I think someone was like, oh, feeling myself today, got this new whatever, and then she was like, oh, pics or something. I don't fucking know.
I saw one that she sent. So this fan, I think it was a guy, I don't know, but she sent him a thong to wear, which was really weird. And then
I have not heard that.
Yeah. She sent him a thong to wear or something like that, and then she gave him access to her social media and shit. Oh, this guy. Yeah.
Right. This was a child who she made her social media manager, and then he said something that people then got upset about. So then I don't know if she went off on him, but basically she deleted all the tweets that he'd done and then fired him.
Let me see if I can find it quickly.
And then I think she possibly apologized after, but it was questionable. But anyway, after all of this came out, I can't remember, something else came out after that, and everyone was like, oh, we're going to get another apology video now. It's dodgy as hell. Yeah. I mean, why is it always people in the public eye? And it's because it's other people, you just don't hear about them or see them.
Here we go. Yeah.
And also because people in the public eye have so much more access to do this, like, shit.
Apparently she sent him a bra and, like, underpants in a 2020 apology video.
You didn't want to say the words panties on a podcast.
No, it does say underpants on the news article because it's the Independent. But like,
the Independent would never say panties.
But she went, I don't know what part of my brain was missing at the time, but I'm not a monster, I'm not a groomer, and I shouldn't kill myself. It's a really weird thing to say. But like, yeah.
It's probably because people are telling her to kill herself. Which again isn't right, but...
No, but neither's grooming young children.
You can somewhat see why people are saying these things.
I just don't get, like, how people get... Like, they get in this position of, like I don't want to use the word influencers, but they influence, obviously. Like,
yeah.
Celebrities.
Well, they are influencers.
They are. And celebrities as well, like mainstream celebrities on telly. And then they just abuse the shit out of the power. Especially now. Like, I understand, like, I don't understand why they did it, but like in the 80s and the 90s, like, they could get away with it because there wasn't social media. Kids weren't going to speak out like they can today. But all these social media influencers who've been doing it. There's that YouTube family, the vlog family. One of them got done for.
But you got to remember there is so many people who don't do this. There are so many people in the public eye who don't do it. So what you've got to think is there's a percentage of people who will do this shit regardless. Yep. Because they are like really into it, they're genuine predators. Generally, that's what they want to do, and that's what they're driven to do. And then there are probably so many people who would do this if it was easy enough for them.
Yep.
And they're the people that we're maybe seeing now. Do you know what I mean? Your Miranda Sings of the world, who maybe she wouldn't have done this. Maybe if she didn't have access to these children in this manner, do you know what I mean? It would never have been an idea in her head. Like, she'd have just got on with her life and everything would be fine. But given the easy access to do it and to, be inappropriate in this manner, like, she clearly just went, oh, I have the... Do you know what I mean? And now she gets caught. She goes, oh, actually, no, I don't know what I was thinking. Oh, it's so horrible. And she probably got a bit of a rush from it and didn't necessarily think properly. Otherwise, she'd have thought about the consequences. I'm not saying she wouldn't have wanted to do it or whether, you know what I mean? I don't know what her aims actually were with any of this. But the people... And then you've got the absolute monsters, such as...
Mini Lad. Ian Watkins. Mini Lad, Ian Watkins.
I was going to say Jimmy Savile.
I was literally going to say, Savile, but...
Because
Jimmy Savile.
There's obviously that well-known story about Savile of when there was literally a decapitated head in the street because of an event or something. And not an event, a happenstance, an accident. And the police were like trying to work out how to get it because it rolled under a car. Jimmy Savile literally just bends down, reaches under, picks it out, grabs it for them, and goes like, right, where do you want this? That's why everyone thinks he's an absolute psychopath.
Wait, what? I didn't know this was a thing.
Do you not know about this?
No.
I'm sure that's it. He picked up a decapitated head one time.
What the?
Again, we don't usually check our facts. So everything we say, take with a pinch of salt. I'm 90% certain this is a story that
I'm
happened.
terrified now. What the fuck?
Jimmy Savile just strolling. What was Jimmy Savile's theme tune? I don't know. Jim will fix it.
I like. No.
It was not Inspector Gadget, I'll give you that.
What? They won't know. Did he have a theme tune? I don't know. Jim's
I write
just
the
walking
theme
down
tune.
there.
I sing the theme tune.
All right. Did he want me to write it, star in it? Write it.
That's the second Little Britain reference tonight.
Fucking love it. Yeah, Jimmy Savile just walking down the street as Heads Will Roll plays. And then he gets there and he's like, oh, what's this? Rolling heads. Allow me.
He's like, where is it? Where's your head at?
Where's your head at? Bit of Basement Jack's coming out there. What a classic.
Oh, dear.
Fucking hell.
Oh, good. No, I'm not going to...
Jimmy Savile in the wrestling. Okay, well, what's playing? Jimmy Savile's coming out to wrestle.
Oh. What is it? What's the song? Is the song just called Children? It'd just be called that. Can't remember. Is it MGMT or something?
I've no fucking
No, it's
clue.
Kids, is it not? MGMT have kids.
Oh yeah, you got Kids. I mean, there is one called Children, but I can't remember who it's by. I can't remember who it's by now, but yeah.
Just gonna look it up. We'll cut this. There's a bit of silence now. We'll cut it out.
Yeah, I can't remember what it is now, but yeah, I couldn't find it. Is it Coldplay? Might be Coldplay. That's too trendy for Jimmy.
Right, I was gonna say now Jimmy's walking out to fucking Coldplay. Is it not a song about nonces?
Probably somewhere. Like, I'm sure there is somewhere.
Just
Comes out to lose yourself.
any Lost Prophets song, to be honest.
I was going to say Rolf Harris.
There was a. I'm pretty sure one of the Lost Prophets songs.
Standing on the rooftops with a bunch of children.
No, I think it's Town Called Hypocrisy.
Standing on the rooftop with a lot of children.
If you listen to those lyrics, is
standing on the rooftop with a bunch of children. Cock out.
oh my god, yeah.
The worst bit is Lost Prophets actually made some good music, but I can't listen to it anymore.
Yeah, I hate it.
I go back and forth.
No,
Big up Hoodie
I
Allen.
still refuse to listen to their music.
I'm not listening to Hoodie Allen for the drum track.
Yeah.
No, but no, I'm not going to say it. It wasn't him.
But there's if you want a real cringe in terms of Lost Prophets, and this is like proper Ian Watkins showing off what he's done. If you watch the A Town Called Hypocrisy music video, it
It's
actually
just molesting
begins.
the kid.
No, close. It begins as him as a children's presenter, and I'm trying to remember the wording of it.
Or was he imitating Jimmy Savile?
Right.
Yeah, he says, what have we learned today, Jim?
Oh,
We've learned about sharing, saying please, and oral. And then he gets elbowed by the co-host, and then he goes, hygiene. And I'm like, that is the most blatant middle finger to everyone.
Yeah.
But everybody goes, oh, there were so many signs. How did no one know? And it's like, because everyone just thought he was being funny and a little bit edgy. And do you know what it is? If that was the case, everyone would still think he was brilliant.
He's Welsh as well, so they thought he could have been talking about sheep.
Exactly. There you go. So Niall, which what are you coming out to? Which Lost Prophets song?
Oh, if it's Lost Prophets, I think. What was
If
it?
you pick a Lost Prophets song, you're a nonce.
No, there was a really good Lost Prophets song. Like a lot
Still
of
a
them.
nonce.
Yeah, you can't say Lost Prophets, mate.
Well, you
You
said.
can. We'll just all know you're a nonce.
What's your walkout song then? Come on.
Mine.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't fucking know. Probably my sub announcement.
Okay, yeah.
One of the drugs.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
No,
that's a good one.
That's a good
solid
one.
I would want to say hyping me up. What are we walking out for, though? Is it a boxing match, wrestling match, golf? There's golf walkouts
It's
now.
what's that thing? No lighty, no light.
Okay, so
first dates? No.
No, it's not first dates. Oh, what's it called? Shit!
The Bachelor? I don't know.
It's Paddy McGuinness, wasn't it?
Dating.
It's called Paddy McGuinness's Dates or No Dates.
It's called Take Me Out. Take Me Out. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Take
That
Me
was a
Out.
banging
No
tune.
lackey. No lackey.
We couldn't get that.
Fuck me. What would I
Oh,
walk out to?
I have a story on this, but we'll do
Okay.
walkouts
Can I walk
first.
out to the hang on, what's it?
Oh, the Curb Your Enthusiasm.
That's the one. Yeah.
I know what I'm walking out to. The James A.
Go on.
Caster catering chant.
Yes. K-N-T-N-T-N-T-N-T-N-T-N-T-N-T. Carrying down. FC.
We need to go to a Kettering game. No,
Fucking do.
something hyped. I want something to hype me up a bit. Like, you know,
The Freebird remix I used for the advert for the return. I'm
Just the full Freebird.
Yeah,
You just have
6
to make the
minutes,
lift
I'm
go
j-
really
yeah.
slow. Is there
I
a
just
lift on
walk
Take Me Out?
really
Yes,
slow.
yeah,
I've
they
added
come-
the lift.
they
I've
come,
added the
they,
lift.
no, they
first
come
of
down
all.
a lift. They come down a lift.
That's fine.
So maybe something Bring Me the Horizon. I like Bring Me the Horizon.
Just giving that to
Oh,
Sempiternal.
fucking yeah. Wait, hang on.
You get to the bottom of the lift. That's Sempiternal. Ding 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 ding. All the lights.
Bit of
Go on.
bullet for my Valentine, the newest one called Shatter. Oh my god, it's just like you're gonna break me, but that doesn't matter. I'm gonna. Well, I forgot what it is, but it's like watch me shatter, and then it just goes. Da, 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 da. Yeah, I'm just that. That's me.
Can I walk out to the Ninky Nonk theme music?
You can't, Kieran. You can't say that.
I panicked. I actually panicked for a second. I got the name wrong.
I need it.
No, I'm gonna walk out to Lewis Capaldi's. Is it Someone Else or whatever it's called?
Oh, yeah, someone like you.
Someone like you. Someone like you.
No, that's Adele.
That's
I
the
know,
wrong
That's
one.
Adele.
No,
Is
that's
that
not
not Kings
even
of Leon?
Adele.
No,
That's
that's
Kings of Leon.
Fucking idiot.
We've all had way
No
too much
Faith in
to
Brooklyn,
drink.
Is
Hoodie
it
Allen.
Oh, that's a good song.
That's a banger. It's
Although it means you're 20% a nonce, apparently.
no. His drummer is allegedly, but it's not been proven.
Only if you're a touring musician.
Yeah, only if you're one of
Just
the.
say only if you're a Tory.
Only if you're a Tory.
You can listen to Hoodie Allen all you want, and it's fine. But if you're a fucking Tory,
Tory.
then you're a nonce.
You're a nose.
If you vote Labour, you're fine.
Vote Labour, less nonsense.
Vote Labour, touch kids.
Don't know if that's technically. Oh, great! Now they're all touching kids. Everybody knows that political parties don't touch kids, other than the Lib Dems. Nobody knows what the Lib Dems are doing.
Not even the Lib Dems know what they're doing. They're like, should we do this? And someone's like, yeah, why not?
At some point.
I've always thought, because it was always supposed to be that. Well, it was supposed to be the Conservatives are right wing.
Yeah.
Not nationalist right wing, but right wing.
They're
The
full-on Nazis.
Labour are left wing, and then the Lib Dems were supposed to be somewhat in the middle.
Like
a bit
in the
of
middle,
balance.
yeah.
And you want to know where every single political party is now?
Left.
Just somewhere in the middle, yeah.
They're all just somewhere
Yeah.
in the middle, and then you've got like just somewhere up here is the Monster Raven Looney Party,
What a hero.
and then somewhere all the way elsewhere is the Green Party.
Yeah,
Just
fuck
talking
those
about
guys.
windmills or something.
just sitting on road somewhere in London.
Yeah, and then outliers all the way to the right. It's the Nationalist Party.
That's it.
Do you have
Yeah.
it? What do they call themselves?
UKIP.
Renamed themselves,
UKIP.
didn't it? No, they renamed themselves. They
Oh,
Oh,
rebranded.
did they? Oh, shit.
Yeah, I'm sure it was something to do with Nigel Farage.
Is that
lost
like when,
something and didn't want to eat a hat, or I don't know.
Is that when like Yodel named themselves or whoever it was?
Yeah, Yodel rebranded to. I can't remember
Every-
what they rebranded to. Well,
every.
they now every.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get so many deliveries from them. I don't even know.
Who are you?
No, I think it's still UKIP.
It wasn't. Was it Yodel? It wasn't Yodel.
No,
that
it wasn't
rebranded.
Yodel. Who was it?
It was the shit ones that used to just break everything.
Every.
Who
I'm
I'm gonna get this before you.
Oh, they were Hermes.
Yes, that was it.
Close to herpes.
Yep, that's why they named it that.
They could deliver it probably a bit better, to be fair.
And they went, we're going to deliver this as fast as you get herpes on a night out.
It doesn't matter if it's broken, it's going to get there fast.
They're literally just launching stuff out of catapults.
Just like big, do you know those t-shirt cannons you get at like sporting events? They just put your parcel in that and shoot it at your front door. Boof.
They're doing the Dungeons and Dragons NPC railgun method.
Oh.
So in the Dungeons and Dragons NPC railgun method, you hire like 100 NPCs.
Yeah.
Right. You give them a projectile at one. You get them all on a line. Give them a projectile at one end of the line. I don't remember it perfectly, but it's basically something like they all occupy a 1 meter by 1 meter square.
Right.
So they all pass the projectile 1 meter within a turn. All the turns take place. All of their actions take place on the same turn, which is 5 seconds.
Oh my god.
So in 5 seconds, this projectile goes 100 meters, which means it's traveling at 20 meters per second. So the more NPCs you get, their actions all still occur on the same turn. So within the same 5 seconds. So you can just get as many NPCs as you want, accelerate something as fast as you want, and just have an NPC railgun. So you can take out anything you want as long as you have time to line up all your NPCs.
And is that what you're suggesting every do with their parcels?
Yes, that is exactly what they do. They line up all their workers and they just fucking launch them.
The thing with every though is they just lose every package you send. Big up.
Amazon, didn't Amazon originally
package.
come with Hermes? I'm pretty sure Amazon Prime was originally Hermes contracted.
It was originally Hermes.
Yeah.
It used to be mix and match. It used to be sometimes be DPD, sometimes be Hermes, I think.
Most
it was a lot
of
of
mine's
Hermes.
DPD now.
Oh, all mine are Amazon.
Yeah, Amazon own. I live right next to like one of the largest Amazon places, so I get same day
I get
delivery,
enough
baby.
Amazon. I did get stuck behind an Amazon driver on my way home from work today, so fuck him.
You what?
Got
You
stuck
did what
behind
with
an
him?
Amazon driver.
Yeah, I thought you
I
fucked him.
fucked an Amazon delivery
Yeah.
driver, and now I get discounts.
Now he
That's
gets next day delivery.
That's how modern
Same day
porn's
delivery.
gonna go. It's not the pool boys anymore. It's the Amazon delivery driver.
The Amazon delivery
that-
driver showed up.
That driver did a same day package drop off for you.
He delivered his load all over you.
Great, we're now just writing an Amazon porn.
Copywriting,
on the door.
quick. Copywriting.
I've got a rather big package for you. Oh, I didn't order anything. Must have been your husband.
God, speaking of that sort of shit, did you see?
Would you-
I don't know.
Bring it inside. It's
you-
all part of the Prime service.
Prime Day delivery deals.
I don't know if you guys have ever
Amazon
heard of.
Prime and quality time.
God. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Archive of Our Own. It's the giant. It's a giant website filled with like people who've wrote their own fan fictions and stuff. And
People who've wrote their own porn.
yeah, it is essentially. It's just people who've wrote their own porn and like
Horny teenagers
there-
writing
there's-
porn.
Like there was one. I went on it once and it was like the most subtle
sorry.
it was what was the title? The
I
title
like
was
you said
something.
I went on there once.
Yeah, you don't want to go. No, well, I'll tell you why I only went on it once after. It was like basically it was like there was some really nice story. I was reading it. It was like I think it was a How to Train Your Dragon one, and it was talking about life after the dragons.
Have
and
you
the
been
first,
reading hiccup
and
porn?
the
Yeah, I
first,
think
the,
so.
the- well, I'm getting that. The first tag was anal fisting, and I was like, now's the time to close that tab and never read it again.
Shove your hand up there and use me as your puppet.
But yeah, anyway, that site went down for a little bit, like not long ago, and basically the whole internet went up in arms because like apparently it has such a
Where
massive
else will I
cult
find
following.
my teenage cartoon anal fisting?
Exactly. No, it's not cartoon. It's just written. It's all
but
fan fiction.
Not the hardest wanker you like.
The
though.
show is still a cartoon. I mean,
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
it's a book first, but
But it's basically like, yeah, this went down for like an hour or so, and everyone thought like it had been shut down, and it massively caused a huge uproar because everyone was like, where else am I going to read my smut written by 17-year-old girls 10 years ago?
now
You
was,
know?
now was on the Reddit typing angrily.
Yeah, I was like, I want that site back.
I was
wanted-
halfway through
I wanted
Hiccup getting anal fisted.
but
I was
by
just
who?
about to finish
You're
my
about to
load.
find out. I was about to find out by who, whether it was the dragon or
No
Astrid.
spoilers, no spoilers.
Yeah, I want to go read this later when I'm in bed.
It was his dad's friend, the blacksmith.
Oh my
You
God.
ruined it. Brilliant.
Gobber.
Well done.
It was
Fuck's
Gobber
sake.
with his hammer attachment, so it's flared at the end.
I was about to say he is missing a hand.
He has an attachment for that.
I'm pretty sure he has a hook for most of the time.
Captain Hook fan fiction.
No, he has a hammer mostly. And then he has like a hand attachment. I watched
Nice.
way too much of How to Train Your Dragon.
I think you say I read
love
way too
that
much
series.
of fan fiction.
Yeah. Oh, fuck that. Reading?
Do you know what I learned
I'd
today?
rather watch my content like that the old-fashioned way, which is videos.
Speaking of anal fisting, do you know what I learned today?
Oh god.
Oh no. Kieran's
no.
about to
I
get a
don't enjoy
30-90.
being anally fisted. No, I'm joking. Have a guess at what getting spooned out is.
Is it when someone comes in you, they get a spoon and just spoon it out?
No? You want to have a guess?
Just because we're on this train of thought, I thought it was something like that.
Like, I'm assuming it's got something. No, I feel like it's gonna be you're bait and switching us here. I think it's gonna be drugs related.
You know what? If you two were working as a team here, you've pretty much nailed
No,
it.
is it drugs in there?
So it's something that apparently happens in prison. So you'll have a bunch of guys in one cell. They'll get one of the guys. He'll be complete bollock naked. Put
start.
him in basically the birthing position, or I guess like missionary position.
Yeah.
Lift his legs, spread his cheeks, and use a plastic spoon to attempt to spoon out some drugs that are stuck in his anal cavity.
Right. Okay. That's
Oh,
my sheltered
and
life
the
is no
funny
longer
thing is-
sheltered.
mate.
You both nailed it between you.
The thing is though, like
Yes,
some of
Niall.
the Urban Dictionary stuff you find out is absolutely vile. I don't know if have either of you heard of ing?
Oh, yes,
No,
I
no.
have. I can't remember what it is. No, yeah.
Basically, when you a girl's
Yeah.
and then have sex with it, and then you on the so it shoots out and everything, and
Hang on a minute, what the actual fuck? I learned something about prison today. You've gone to a whole nother level. This is crossed the. I don't know where the line was, but it's been crossed.
I
yeah,
mean,
it just you it out into someone's mouth and they swallow it, and
oh, oh,
How did it get worse?
oh, yeah, no, that's the line for me.
Wasn't the line for you?
Yeah,
so moving on.
it happens.
What? We were talking. we were talking about this today.
There's no moving on from
No,
this.
you just like that's like what the fuck?
Fucking hell! I'll be a sec. Hang on.
So we were
No,
we were
don't Google it.
Don't.
No, there's videos on the internet, Kieran.
Don't look at those videos, buddy.
Oh, I'm not looking at any videos, mate. I'm just trying to find us some counselling.
You're just banning
We're
him.
looking for a group therapist.
You're just
Let
gonna
me get
ban
my
him from the
employee
server.
assistance program, bro.
Fucking hell. Do you know what it is? This would be the perfect time to have a BetterHelp sponsorship. But since we don't, I'm not going to tell you what that is.
Fri Guys
And I
counselling
think-
coming soon.
On Nick's absolutely...
Oh, we're not. Please, we're not.
Horrendous
We're not.
bombshell.
We're not ending on that. Please, let's.
say something positive and wholesome.
You're good at that.
I would like to discuss. I was.
No, say something positive and wholesome.
Yeah.
My I can't. You put me on the spot here.
See, there we go. It's all ruined. Our brains are gone. We're all doomed. We're terrible people.
I'm going to have nightmares now. Thanks, Niall.
That's our new irrational fear.
Yeah.
The doctor can never save us from the... Good night.
Oh.